So I'd become involved with the new music and interested in it, fascinated by it, and the people involved. Granada let me do 2 series of a thing called So It Goes, which put all the new bands on in 76, well, late 76 and 77. Then suddenly I had nothing to do in it. And a friend of mine was managing a band, so I went into managing the band with him. And then that band was making its first gig and didn't have a club we didn't want to play any of the old clubs, so we had to start a club, which was called The Factory. And then we wanted to put a record out in the autumn of 78. That was the spring of 78, in the autumn of 78. And there was no record company. So we thought we'd put a record out and call it Factory Records. And then Rob and Joy Division were going to go to Warner Brothers subsidiary, and they thought, well, the way that the first thing worked on Factory, maybe we could do more with it. That was Rob's idea. And it just all grew, it keeps on growing, and you keep doing new things because you want to do them. And then afterwards you think, well, that's really a good idea, that.
There are just more bands about than ever before. There is more variety. I just think that, you know, that people are going to continue to form bands, they're going to continue to form independent labels, they're going to continue to launch ventures like this film.
It often does base around a sense of place. And Manchester, for a variety of reasons in the late 70s, was extremely vibrant, and that culture produced at least three bands which are, you know, of major importance, all of whom work with us, and we work with them. And in fact, Factory Records is a cooperative of the management of those 3 bands. It's not even a record company, you know. So yes, it couldn't have happened without the spirit of place and without the creativity that came out of Manchester.
I can't stand the futurist thing. I think that's terrible, you know. But I think the punk scene's sort of like getting better in a way with the underground sort of bands like the Cynics and the Erratics and all that sort of thing. But the best punk scene at the moment is in America.
I mean, there'll be no real music for a while now because the next set of kids are now going to copy their older brothers, like they do. I mean, for example, the set of kids who could be creating the next new thing are into the Oi bands, who are, and the Dead Kennedys, who are really 2-year late retreads of the Pistols and stuff. So suddenly you get copyists and you get that lack of vitality in the next generation.
It's sort of fighting back. It's going to be better than what it, you know, was when all the bands sold out in the first place, because the band's not going to sell out now, are they? Because no one will want them, you know.
Now I think, particularly if you take the historical perspective and look at it as this is the 3rd cycle of pop music, and the first was 56, second 63, third 76. But what happens now is not so much new styles come in, but that the musicians who have blossomed from the outsider music point of view and become major artists in their first couple of albums will now pursue another 3 albums in which they will develop and get better, and the music itself that is already around will get much better. And then it'll all go shit, and they'll all sell mega millions, and it'll all be crap, and then we wait for the next revival.